Jill Duggar recently opened up about a tragic loss, taking to social media. The Counting On touched on the loss of her son, describing him as a heavenly baby after having previously touched on another loss. The post also proved to be timely, with Jill calling on followers to discuss an important issue. Jill Duggar recently shared an emotional story on Jill, and the Duggar family became known to audiences through various reality shows. This includes 19 Kids and Counting On. Back in 2014, Jill married Derek Dillard and started a family of her own. However, the star has often dealt with loss over the years. Jill Duggar in a recent post, Jill opened up about losing a child, a tragedy she's faced more than once in her family. As she opened up, "Today we remember River Bliss Dillard, October 3rd, 21, our true middle child." As she continued, "Our family includes more than our 3 little boys running along with us." Jill noted that many are aware of her daughter, Isla Marie, who was lost during the second trimester, as she talked about her in previous posts. However, she also shared that the family also endured the loss of her third pregnancy, which she claimed took place 4 years ago. Jill explained, "On that fall day, October 3rd, 2021, we had only known I was pregnant for about a week and a half, but we were already so elated. Joy turned to heartbreak for us as I started spotting and subsequently found out we lost our baby." Despite the tragedy, Jill wanted to give her heavenly baby a name. As she explained, "We didn't know the gender yet, but we soon settled on a name that seemed perfect for our heavenly baby, River Bliss Dillard." Jill noted that these names invoked tranquility and perfect happiness. The Counting On star also highlighted how it was Pregnancy Loss Awareness Month in the carousel post. Jill shared a variety of mementos she uses to remember her son. This included a bottle of tears and a plaque with River's name, complete with Revelation 22 verses 1-5, a passage describing the throne of God. The post was also timely for another reason. As Jill noted, October is Pregnancy Loss Awareness Month. She shared, "Did you know that 1 in 4 pregnancies end in loss?" Towards the end of the post, Jill called on followers to show support for those enduring the loss of a child. As she explained, "Let's support each other and families experiencing this tragedy as they process their loss and remember their heavenly babies that they never got to raise." Taking to the comments, many fans shared words of comfort with Jill during this reveal. Many praised her courage in sharing her story, with a few also sharing similar stories of loss. Some comments included, "Hugs, River is remembered and loved. Love you. You said this all so very well. So many hugs. You, Jill, are in my prayers as well as each and every mama that is commenting on your post. All of you will hold your precious babies in your arms one day." What is your reaction to Jill Duggar's recent share? How are ways you've dealt with loss? In the world of reality television, where so much of life is packaged for public consumption, the most profound human experiences often break through the screen with a startling, unvarnished honesty. This was the case this week when Jill Duggar, known to millions from TLC's 19 Kids and Counting On, chose to share a chapter of her family's story that had remained private for years. In a deeply emotional social media post, Jill revealed the devastating loss of her third pregnancy, a child she and her husband Derek named River Bliss Dillard, transforming a personal tragedy into a powerful, public act of remembrance and solidarity during Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. Jill's journey in the public eye began as a teenager on the flagship show that introduced the world to the sprawling Duggar family. Since marrying Derek Dillard in 2014 and stepping out from under her family's strict umbrella to carve her own path, Jill's life has been a tapestry of both public joy and profound sorrow. Her followers have celebrated with her through the births of her 3 sons, Israel, Samuel, and Frederick. Yet, they have also mourned with her, most notably following the loss of her daughter, Isla Marie, during the second trimester of pregnancy, a grief Jill has spoken about with courageous openness. Now, in a poignant carousel post, Jill has unveiled another layer of that grief, sharing that the path to building their family has been marked by more loss than many knew. "Today, we remember River Bliss Dillard, October 3rd, 21, our true middle child," Jill began, reframing the public perception of her family. With those words, she gently corrected the assumption that her family consists only of the 3 lively boys seen in photos. "Our family includes more than our 3 little boys running along with us," she affirmed, establishing the presence of her children who exist in memory and spirit. She recalled the brief, bright hope of that autumn, just 4 years ago. "On that fall day, October 3rd, 2021, we had only known I was pregnant for about a week and a half, but we were already so elated," she wrote. "The joy was tragically short-lived. Joy turned to heartbreak for us as I started spotting and subsequently found out we lost our baby." The swift transition from anticipation to despair is a painful reality familiar to the 1 in 4 women who experience pregnancy loss, a statistic Jill would later highlight. In the face of this immeasurable loss, Jill and Derek undertook a profound act of parental love. They gave their child a name. "We didn't know the gender yet, but we soon settled on a name that seemed perfect for our heavenly baby, River Bliss Dillard." She explained the beautiful, poignant meaning behind the choice, noting that the names together invoked a sense of tranquility and perfect happiness, a state they envisioned for their child, forever held in peace. The post was more than a memorial. It was a window into Jill's personal rituals of remembrance. She shared photographs of tangible mementos that keep River's memory alive in their home. One image showed a small, delicate bottle labeled Tears, a physical representation of the grief shed. Another featured a plaque engraved with River's name and a scripture passage, Revelation 22 verses 1-5, which describes the river of the water of life flowing from the throne of God, a direct and comforting connection to the name they chose, painting a picture of their child in a divine, serene paradise. The timing of her revelation was intentional and impactful. October is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month, and Jill used her platform to educate and foster compassion. "Did you know that 1 in 4 pregnancies end in loss?" she asked her followers, bringing a staggering, often silent statistic into the light. By sharing her own story, she gave voice to the countless others who have endured similar pain in silence, often bearing their grief alone due to the societal taboo surrounding pregnancy loss. Her post culminated in a heartfelt call to action, a plea for community and support. "Let's support each other and families experiencing this tragedy as they process their loss and remember their heavenly babies that they never got to raise." This simple yet powerful request encourages a cultural shift from silent suffering to open acknowledgement, from isolation to embraced community. The response from her followers and fans was immediate and overwhelming. The comments section transformed into a sanctuary of shared grief and support. Hundreds poured in with messages like, "Hugs, River is remembered and loved. Love you, and you said this all so very well. So many hugs." Many others, empowered by Jill's vulnerability, began to share their own stories of loss, creating a digital tapestry of remembrance for babies like Alex, Grace, and Jonah, children who, like River, are deeply loved and profoundly missed. Jill Duggar Dillard's post was more than a celebrity revelation. It was a masterclass in grace amid grief. By naming River Bliss, by sharing her tears, and by boldly stating that her family is larger than what the eye can see, she has performed an act of immense courage. In doing so, she has not only honored the short life of her son, but has also thrown a lifeline to countless others, reminding them that in acknowledging loss, we do not diminish our strength, but rather affirm the boundless capacity of a parent's love. Her story underscores a universal truth that every life, no matter how brief, leaves an indelible mark, and that in sharing our sorrow, we make the burden of grief a little lighter for everyone carrying it.